Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time visiting, take a minute, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Really helps my little bitty channel out a whole lot. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace the solenoid on one of these Cub Cadet. This is the RZT 50. This works with a bunch of the Cub Cadet models and basically probably most of your basic lawnmowers. What we had, there's some lightning there, rain coming down. What we had here was when you turn the switch on, you get just a click from the solenoid and it would not start, it would not turn over. You could put the battery charger on the battery thinking it was a dead battery and it was still just click, 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 click. Now this here is not something that most people are going to have in their toolbox, but a buddy of mine had it a while back and I saw what he was able to do with it, so I went on Amazon and bought one for myself that was on sale at the time. And this is a power probe. You hook positive and negative to the battery just like you normally would. It lights this up and you can take your pointer here, your probe, and put it to sources and it'll show you how many volts it's putting out and whether it's a positive or a ground. You can also flip the switch, and if you're testing out switches or functions, you can press forward and it'll put 12 volts to whatever you're working on. Also has a ground clip on it. You can also press down and ground what you're working on if you're installing switches, trying to find some shortages, things like that. Not necessary, but it helped on this project because I knew the battery was putting out right around 12.8, 12.9 volts. And when you flip the switch to try to start it, the starter wire, the hot wire going to the starter, was only getting about 5 volts. So I knew there was an issue between the switch, the battery, the switch, the solenoid, and the starter. So that is what led us to replacing the solenoid. The first thing we had to do was go in and take out three 13mm bolts. Then back here on this back side, this hole here goes up in the bottom of this fender. That was an 11mm bolt, a little bit longer. And that way you can remove this whole fender here. And if you want to take it completely out of the way, you can remove your handle here and just slide it up. But I just twisted it out of the way so that we could get to the solenoid right there. Now our solenoid, there's that issue there, and it looks worse now than it did when I pulled it off because I've been playing with it a little bit. But it had been hot, it had been melted. It obviously, when you turn the switch, it wasn't putting all 12 volts between the two posts, and that was what caused the solenoid just to click and not actually turning the starter over. So what I did, I got the part number off of that solenoid. I looked it up. I try to buy local when I can, but nobody locally had this solenoid. Tractor Supply or the local lawn and garden place did not have this solenoid, so I had to order it off Amazon. It was right around, I think, $12 shipped to the house. And as you can see, there's a bolt here with the ground, and then there's another one exactly like it on the other side of the solenoid. And then you have your hot wire off your battery coming to one post on the bottom. You have your wire going from the solenoid and under and around to the starter on the opposite side. And then you have your trigger switch here, which is coming off your key switch, which when you turn the key puts 12 volts to this, activates the solenoid, puts fire to your starter, starts your mower. So really simple. 10mm bolts there to take it off, and I believe it was 7/16, maybe 3/8 there on the bottom for the power wires for the solenoid, and then this one here just slides on and off. And that's it. That's it for installing the solenoid. I did that. I also, while I was messing with everything, I took the battery out, just put it on charge just in case. Took a small wire brush, cleaned up the posts and everything, put a new bolt in that one because it was really rusty. Anything you can to help make sure that the voltage can flow through. And if you notice, I've got the seat off of this one. That is not because I needed the space, because you can just flip the seat up. But what has actually happened to this seat, since my dad and I both have pretty long legs, is we had the seat back at a very far back position, and I guess all our bouncing and everything over the years, so I think we've had this mower maybe 10 years now, has stressed the seat here So that slides in there, and then you adjust it here with these two knobs that I've taken out. But you can see where it's just cracked this right across. And I just went on and took the seat off, which if you need to do that, there's only two bolts here on the hinge. You can put a wrench on one side. I put a ratchet on the other, took it off. It was 13 millimeter nut there, but I'm gonna take this off, clean it up, and go in here and weld this back together so that we don't have to worry. Because as you can see, the only thing really holding this is that one spot right there. This is broke all the way through. That's broke all the way through, and then this whole side here is broke. So I'm gonna take the grinder, clean it up, lay me a little weld down. I am not a professional welder at all, but I can bubble gum enough on there to make it stay. And we're gonna have this mower back up, running, going good. Guys, really thanks for checking out my channel. If you have a minute, please subscribe, check out my other videos. It's a little bit of everything from pressure washing, lawn care, some how-tos, personal finance stuff probably eventually. My shop is like most other people's, it's full of a little bit of everything. But thanks for watching. Please take a minute to subscribe. I really appreciate it. It will really help my channel out a lot. Keep on mowing.